Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another edition of the Nerd Paradise Podcast with your host, the Asian Persuasion Marky B.
Your concerned citizen, Harvey.
And your spawn of hell, Matthew.
So, we're back again for another week. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. The dog seems to be wanting something.
Mm-hmm.
As for you guys?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm looking at stuff towards getting back into classes, so that's always good.
I had to deal with inventory this week in my store. Not fun being at work between either 6 or 7 a.m. And then today we had an interesting development. Turkeys! Live turkeys!
Gobble gobble!
Yes, apparently in our ordering system, a single-digit mishap can result in the difference between fresh turkeys, i.e. freshly killed, or live turkeys, i.e. feathered, alive, and gobbling.
Fresh off the barn. Makes me want ice cream.
Yeah, so, as I was leaving work, they were still there. I hope they're gone by Sunday when I'm back at work. If not, who wants a pet turkey? Gobbles!
Turkey.
So, now that we've delved within our lives once again, time to get on to the news.
Okay, so what's new?
What is new? Well, what is not quite on the Western Front, Matt?
Well, in terms of news, there's one big thing that many people in anime are experiencing this week.
I know where this is going.
The long-awaited end of the Bleach anime.
Woo!
Yes. Thankfully, finishing a lot earlier than the manga did. I, for one thing, it's a positive note that they're realizing that the manga's killing itself. What do you think, Mark?
Oh, it's self-imploding. And I know I'm gonna get flack for this from the little Bleach fans out there.
All three of you?
But it had to die. There'll be no continuation unless you read the manga, but even then it's still gonna die. There's nothing you can do to revive it. There's nothing you can do to bring it back. You may send...
There may be a movie still, but that's about it.
Yeah. You may write many angry little letters to Kubo, but he's not going to come back.
As always, fans are definitely still welcome to write as many fan fictions as they want, but in terms of the official canon, it's kind of done.
I mean...
Well... the anime really barely followed the canon of the manga, so who cares?
Yeah, fair enough.
And again...
Way too many side arcs.
Remembering the whole Bleach anime anyways, it comes back to one thing that is a staple within conversations within the Jump animes. Filler arcs, which means filler hell. Now, Bleach and Naruto are very infamous for this. And I had really stopped watching the anime after...
Bound?
Yeah.
About there, same for me.
Because I was just tired of it.
Yeah.
I kind of just stuck to the manga after that.
It just seemed kind of ridiculous, like the stuff that they were trying to pull by us just to seem like... I don't know, it made sense.
As far as I'd gotten was, I think, after they had first rescued Rukia from the Soul Society. And at that point, I was already thinking, wow, there are a whole lot of badass ghosts with crazy swords. I don't know what to do here.
Again, they're
called the Ghostbusters.
Again, I've said this in a previous podcast. Bleach's main problem was it had too much focus on too many things instead of one.
Yes.
Too many characters had their own spotlight instead of just the main.
And it also just doesn't know how to focus on characters. Like this past week's newest chapter, dealing with the death of the first division's lieutenant, explains that he knew Bankai and stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, so instead of telling us, this is a visual medium. Maybe show us his Bankai, huh? If he's supposed to be some kind of big badass that mastered his Bankai long ago and just decided to stay lieutenant, show it to us. Don't just show his dead body. It's not exciting that way.
Even then, the whole concept of Bleach was okay when it first started, but after a while, it was just it was lackluster.
Yeah,
I really thought the concept was really cool when it started out,
yeah.
and then here's what I equate.
Bleach is like communism. It works in theory, but after a little while, things fuck up quickly.
This is my thoughts on the cast. I equate it to having far too many people without enough to do. Was like pretty much S Club 7.
It was. In a way, yes, it was.
Oh my god, that's actually the same group, the same female-male dynamic if you kept naming 7 people.
Yeah. So
that's scary.
But, yeah,
Soul Club.
Okay, it's hard for me to say, really it is, because I know most people out there love it, but I'm not...
Not anymore, Mark.
No, I'm not... Well, some are starting to are now realizing the whole fuck up they did.
Yeah. The majority of its fans pretty much started growing tired with the whole... what were they called in the last manga saga? Those people that Ichigo was with. See, that's how bad it is.
Visored.
No. The ones that use the items to with their spiritual energy.
Oh, full brings.
Yeah, the full brings. People were getting tired with that because it was just forcing the continuation of a story that felt like it was done. And now this is continuing a story that feels like it's even more done.
It's just like...
There's nothing you can really compare it to.
No, you're beating a dead horse. It really is. Now you guys realize... Now they realize...
Yeah, but you'd have more fun beating a dead horse, I think.
If they had a dead horse character, I'd be more interested in watching. Put it in robes, give it some badass reins that transform into a giant dragon rake. That would be pretty cool.
Now...
Sergeant Ed.
I guess I won't do a eulogy until the actual manga's done. But I will say this.
Why do I get the sinking feeling that Tight might be thinking of trying to synchronize the end of Bleach with the end of Naruto, and they're just not communicating?
I don't think that the creator of Naruto wants to end at the same time as Bleach.
I don't think anyone wants to end at the same time as Bleach. Bleach has to die, and something else needs to take its place in the big three.
Right now, Naruto is dying gracefully. Sort of.
I think Naruto is the first time I've ever seen a creator literally Mary suing a villain that's not even the main villain. Am I wrong? Does Kabuto not seem like a fucking Mary Sue?
Yeah.
Gary Stu, maybe?
Yeah. He's fighting 2 Magenko Sharingan users. And every freaking chapter is coming out every single day. He's showing a brand new power. Like he's pulling them out of his ass. And he even still has an ass in his damn snake form.
Which in itself is a power.
That'll be his next one, watch.
Rectal summoning!
Oh, that'll be our next one, watch. A snake comes right out of his asshole.
Look, he's got more powers than Mr. T.
Ooh.
And Mr. T's got a lot of powers, trust me.
I petted fool.
But his powers of compassion are the greatest, though.
No. Trust me, you should see the list of Mr. T's powers. There's literally comics of 2 different Mr. T comics. And oh dear God! The powers they've given him!
Now, back to Bleach.
What? You know what?
No.
No, say it.
It's a lot of power to give a black man, but we have with
Oh!
Obama in the office. That's gonna be tripping up some sort of thunder. Don't
Oh, jeez.
you think? Making great strides in society.
Ladies and gentlemen, this may be Harvey's last podcast.
We are not responsible for anything we have said on this podcast.
I sound like a horrible person, but please don't lynch me.
So yeah, back to Bleach after the whole racial slur right there, Harv.
Yeah. Anyways, enough of the tangents. Yes, back to Bleach and just how. Yes, so the anime is over, but the manga is still going, and like the Energizer Bunny from hell.
Again, it's beating a dead horse. It really is. And they with the manga, they had not realized the dead horse is dead.
No, at least the people that worked on the anime realized it. Unless they decide to do the last arc. Unless they decide to do the last arc of the manga in just a final movie.
Now,
which wouldn't surprise me.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me either. Now, what I think, now that Bleach is ending and after the manga's finally done, my thing is, what I think is, Kubo needs to take a break. 1 year break, figure out what worked for Bleach and what didn't. Mostly what didn't. And just create a new one. Because if you
make something new that is completely unlike Bleach.
Yeah. But has concepts that
worked in it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And actually realize that it should have a set time limit.
Yeah. Now, I understand that he may have signed a contract with Jump, however, which may...
No.
No?
No. All people that publish in Jump publish by commission.
Okay.
So, essentially, that every time he publishes a new chapter, he's getting paid by Jump.
Okay, so no contract.
Yeah. So,
okay,
essentially, he's milking it.
So, exactly. So, just take a break, really. Just take a break, recharge the batteries after this whole thing. And then create something new and, try to figure out what the mistakes you have, and it will get better.
Hopefully.
Yes.
I mean, there are examples of where somebody tries to fix their mistakes and ends up failing horribly. One example would be M. Night Shyamalan, or as I like to call him, Shyamalama Ding Dong. Where he just keeps on piling on his mistakes.
He is the world's biggest Chubby Checkers fan. He loves to do the twist.
Anyways, moving on. Any more news, guys?
Yes, going with Shyamalama Ding Dong, actually.
Shamalama.
It's actually been revealed that he's still on board as director and writer for the other two Avatar movies.
There are going to be more Avatar movies?
It made more than its budget, so it's still technically viable as a movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
And he's still on board as director and writer.
Ooh.
I have a little bit of news I suppose I could talk about. They're making a new Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh God, no!
I heard about this.
No!
I heard about this.
See, when I heard that, I was excited. And then I heard it was Michael Bay, and I thought, okay, well, they can't really make a lot of explosions. They're Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
And then, you know what?
He made them aliens!
Yeah.
Okay, so people, it's not TMNT anymore. It's TANT. Okay? And you know what? Maybe that A is silent. So for Michael Bay, it's TNT. Explosions!
Blow it right the hell up and away from its whole origin and what gives it its whole charm.
I mean, mutant is in the name.
Yes.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Now, mind you, the last movie for the Ninja Turtles sucked harder than a
It wasn't the
fish.
worst. There have been many. Number three was worse.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Number 3.
I thought you were talking about the CGI one.
No, number 3.
Alright, well specify, Mark.
I don't
Specify.
classify the CGI one as a...
CGI one, they count as part of the continuity of the movies.
Very well.
Wow.
So please specify.
I thought that the live action movies were entertaining in their own rights, but all in all,
Number 3 kind of jumped the shark, I find.
Now see, but the only thing I liked from number 2 was the whole ninja rap by Vanilla Ice.
Really?
Yeah. That's the only thing I liked.
I found that part ridiculous. Fun to watch, but ridiculous.
See, I see it as a fun to watch kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's how I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like the CGI Ninja Turtles movie, it was alright. I mean, I rated better than number 3 at least. By far better than number 3.
As for the Michael Bay one, however...
Yeah, well, first of all, the official title is now The Ninja Turtles, so he's taking away the teenage also.
So wait...
And actually, if it's The Ninja Turtles, the abbreviation is TNT. Looks like he's getting his wish.
So Shredder... so...
No idea who the enemy is, but they're aliens.
So it's not going to be Shredder.
Like, he could at
And
least...
if you watched the recent animated series, Shredder was an alien, but they kind of made it work though, in its weird way.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
If Bay had his heart set on doing an old cartoon and turning it into a movie about aliens, where's the love for biker mice from Mars? That was a cool show.
Yeah, there are tons of things he could have done where you had aliens that look like animals.
Or just do something completely...
Okay, but if you're going to do the Ninja Turtles, do them right, okay? Cut the bullshit, Michael Bay. The moment you announced that you were aliens, you lost all credibility with the fans.
Yeah.
All credibility.
Either looks like you're a hack or like you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Or you don't care.
Yeah.
Like, the news release I saw the other day saying that you're doing it for the fans... you're doing no. Let me finish. You're doing it as much for the fans as George Lucas is doing anything Star Wars these days for the fans. That's how bad you are.
That is rich.
Okay? You're doing it for the money. It's a paycheck for you, and you're going to butcher it. Okay? People are going to watch this movie for one reason only. To see how awful you make it.
It's just too bad you can't sneak alcohol into the theater, because that'd be a hell of a game.
Yeah. People are going to pirate your movie so quickly, Michael Bay, just for the sole reason of figuring out how to make drinking games out of it.
How to make ones that won't end you up in the hospital. Because even if you just go by the number of explosions or references to explosions in the movie, you might go brain dead.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start with the title itself, because the acronym is TNT, for God's sake.
Boom, bang, crackle.
Why am I... We sound surprised about all these things, but we're more or less exasperated, because we know what to expect from Michael Bay at this point. It's nothing good anymore.
The thing about it is, I can understand to a degree trying to at least modernize them a little bit, because they're from the 80s and then the early 90s, the Ninja Turtles, and so they had the whole like surfer talk sort of thing going on, particularly Michelangelo. And that's very obsolete lingo these days.
Yeah, but honestly,
even then, it's just like what's the whole premise of making them aliens instead of just
what's the point?
turtles that fell in green ooze turned turned anamorphic.
And if they're aliens, what is Shredder? A separate alien species or what?
Or just some...
Can't he just be the same old Japanese guy?
And not even Shredder. What about...
Krang?
No, the rat.
Oh, yeah. Splinter.
Yeah, what about Splinter? What is he?
From another planet, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a planet that's neighboring the turtle planet. You know, the rat planet.
And if they are aliens, then where does the ninja come in? Where does that come in?
Well, let's say the turtles came to Japan, took their culture, and brought it back. How's that?
No, that's even stupid. They're not. It's not ninja then. Okay, they're ninjas because Splinter learned from his master Yamato ninjutsu, and they got their names because Splinter read a Renaissance book.
So
their Earth origins are mandatory.
Just to clarify, Aren't they taught more the way of the samurai than the ninja?
No, it is
more of the ninja,
more
the
of
proper
ninja.
way of the ninja.
Really?
Yeah. Stick to the shadows, be stealthy.
Stick together?
Yeah, stick together.
Okay.
They learn the honor also, which in certain cases can be similar to the honor of a samurai, but most of their lessons are straight up ninja if you follow the proper stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
See-
honestly, making them aliens destroys all their origins because you can't explain how they learned ninjutsu, how they're named after Renaissance painters.
Okay, not looking at it as face value, he's calling them calling them aliens. I think they might be able to pull something off. Hear me out.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Say these are animals that they had sent up into space in test shuttles. Like say Russia did with the monkey, and then they had the dog and stuff. Say for whatever stupid reason, someone also sent turtles and a rat. And some weird orbital space disturbance mutated their genes, and so they started to grow into humanoids for some stupid
Harvey,
reason.
what word did you just use?
Yeah, exactly. Mutant. He's saying alien to throw people off, and maybe it's just that the mutation happens in space.
No,
But
maybe
that
people
won't make
think that they're aliens.
there's
a
won't make
hole
them
there.
alien then.
there's a hole
No.
there. There's a hole. What you're saying right there.
A black hole.
Yeah. Then explain to me how that story would tie in with the ninjutsu.
That I don't understand. Unless,
Yeah,
unless
and the
Japan
Renaissance.
sent a rocket up.
Yeah, and again, the Renaissance artist names. I mean, when you're a kid, that's probably the first time and best way for you to learn the name of the 4 best Renaissance painters: Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. Okay? They are the 4 best of the Renaissance. That's how you learn their names.
I guess you couldn't really have had a Vincent turtle because they don't have ears to begin with.
Yeah, that would be too cruel.
So
Come on, guys. What?
now, there's other characters too that they have to explain if they're gonna put them in.
But the thing is, I don't think they would add Rocksteady and Bebop because they're also not relevant these days, and that's a whole other explanation.
No, but dear God, I just realized Casey and April.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, first of all, if he's making this live action, which stupid, no talent bimbo is he going to put in skimpy outfits for his movie?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he would actually try to do Megan Fox for April.
No, but I'm sure there's tons of Hollywood bimbos, no talent out there that he could use.
See, I like the first April from the first movie.
Yeah. But again, this is Michael Bay we're talking about. We're not the good movies, okay? We can save the good movies for later.
I think
This is how Michael Bay is screwing up our childhoods.
I think it would be pretty cool if they managed to snag Natalie Portman to be April. I think that could work.
Yeah, I think
She's too old.
Emma Stone.
Yeah, but this is Michael Bay. He's not going to choose someone with talent.
I suppose, yeah.
now as for
Casey
Casey Jones,
Probably one of two things: either some young upcoming Hollywood action star, or a wrestler.
I think if they
no,
got...
I wouldn't put a wrestler.
He might. This is Michael Bay.
I wouldn't put a wrestler.
This is Michael Bay.
Doesn't matter.
He might put in a wrestler just to try and get the wrestlers to come.
Now see, you can't put a wrestler because the wrestlers nowadays that are doing acting are really old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
And
he
they're a
might
little
grab
too
someone
buff
right
to
from right from current wrestling.
Yeah, because also the point is to look like a street vigilante, not an ex-roid user.
What I think he might do, and I don't know if this would make sense because he's a bit older, but why do I think he might try to lure in Mark Wahlberg to do this?
No.
I think that if he were younger, he could possibly do the role, but I don't think so.
Not anymore. Mark Wahlberg. Channing Tatum, maybe.
Oy.
Who I think would be good if they got him to buff up a little bit would be Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Because he's the next step from the unattainable, now the late Heath Ledger. Who could have kicked that role's ass?
Yeah, but again, this is Michael Bay.
Yes, I'm talking about ideals and not realism.
Yeah,
now, then again,
realistically, we're supposed to be thinking of the worst possible choices, not the best.
Then again, he could just have not the typical Casey Jones kind of guy,
Harvey,
but he could turn to another person, like, let's say...
Wait. We're forgetting. This is Michael Bay. He might choose somebody that's completely opposite the role whatsoever.
So it'll be black.
I was thinking actually...
Canadian?
No. I was thinking
Asian?
thin, skinny, and dorky. To make fun of the fan base for it. Because Michael Bay loves insulting the fans of his things.
Yeah, he seems to do that.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't going to throw in a race. Thank you, Mark.
Apparently, I'm okay with doing that.
Yeah, only if it's Asian. No one's okay doing it when it's black.
You just said it right there.
I can say it as an example. Don't sue. Don't lynch. Don't kill us. We're just stupid. We'll get to how we're stupid later.
If you've been listening to us this far, you know not to judge us. Right?
Besides, there are worse people out there that do this shit. Yeah, okay.
Alright, the dog's getting a bit friendlier than he should be.
So...
Not as friendly as you can be, but still.
Any more news? Because I thought that was going to be my next one, Harv.
What?
No Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. No, I think we covered the big stuff of the week.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
That's all I have to do.
Yeah, I mean, we took up enough time. This is good for now. I mean, we'll be right back with stuff on new release in animation for this week. The first 2 episodes of The Legend of Korra and our reviews of them.
Whoa.
So, thank you very much.
Got you in headlock.
We'll be right back.
What you gonna do, puppy?